so proud of this team today. You know, they've had this goal of winning a conference championship for a while now, so it's been a few years, and it's so deserving. Just extremely proud. Today's senior day as well, so to be able to have a senior day where you're celebrating the seniors who have been here, a lot of them for 5 years. So just to be able to put it all together, have a good performance, and then be able to celebrate the way that we did. I'm just so proud of them, and it's so deserving, so I'm so happy for them.
I was talking with Kristen Scott a few days ago, and she mentioned how in her freshman dorm with CAC, Delisle and Rajai, they were talking about this moment, winning a conference championship, and how they were well aware they haven't done it yet since they've been here on senior day. So how do you feel for these seniors to finally get it?
Yes, this senior class, you know, they've been yearning for this championship, and they've been close, and they've been a really good team. So I know it's just something that they wanted to go out on top. They knew that, you know, this was the last year in the American. They don't get to play in the Big 12, and they just wanted to leave their legacy here in the American, which they did today.
To talk about that goal, Kristen Scott's goal ended up making the difference, gets her into a tie for 6th now on the all-time goal scoring list. Just take me through that.
Great finish by Kristen, you know, but Dayana did a really good job of eliminating her defender first and taking on 1v1, and then what a great assist from Day finding Kristen, and then Kristen obviously having the composure and the technique just to be able to put it away very cleanly. So you know, we trained through some attacking options yesterday, and thankfully, you know, it worked out today.
How about that second half? There was a few fights, and we were kind of close. Walk me through something. Were you on the edge of your seat in that second half, or what were you with those emotions?
Yes, I feel like we had a good control of the match, but it's football. I mean, you know, one mistake and it goes the other direction, and you know, Houston put us under a lot of pressure as far as the way that they counterattack. So they're waiting for a mistake, and then they're going to get at you. So when you're in control of the game, it could be a little nerve-wracking because, like I said, one mistake and then you could be down. So but credit to Houston, you know, they played us a tough match today. It was a little nerve-wracking in the second half, but I'm glad that they kept their composure and they just put it away. Yeah.
So how mindful were you about what was going on with the USF and Cincinnati match? Like once the final thing rang, like was it quickly like, quick, what's the score of the USF match? Because I saw that the team managed to gather up pretty quick to watch the last like minute and a half of that game. So just can you talk about what kind of, if that was kind of in the back of your mind, or when did it kind of enter your mind?
There was a moment during our match, maybe the last 10-15 minutes, I had this feeling like I wanted to see what the score was, but then I didn't want to jinx it, so I stayed away from it and just refocused on our team. And you know, as soon as the game was over, Chris Cummings opened up his phone and he said since he was up 1-0, but there was a little bit less than 10 minutes left, so we were just kind of waiting, and then I noticed the team was waiting around and watching the phone, watching the game for the last few minutes, and that's when they celebrated because they watched it count down and they realized they were champs.
Talk about what this means for you personally. I mean, this is first time in 5 years that you managed to capture the regular season title, and alongside, of course, your husband stepping in for you. Just what does it mean for you to be able to come out of this season, especially after the way last season ended too?
Yeah, you know, of course. I mean, our goal is always to win championships here, and like you said, it's been a while. But it's not an easy feat, and it actually takes everybody. You know, I'm proud of my husband. He's had to take on a lot with me going away with the national team, and then our whole support staff. I mean, you know, I was talking to our one of our equipment managers and one of our assistant athletic trainers, and they said congrats, and I said no, congrats to you guys. Like it's everybody that was involved that touched this program, like helped win this championship, and it's you know, of course the players are getting it done on the field, but without the support from everybody, like this isn't happening. So I just appreciate everybody's support and everyone's help with the championship today.
What does it mean to you to get this title here at home? You know, you still have one more matchup against USF coming, but you managed to lock it up now. So what does that do for you going into that match and then being able to do it here?
You know, I love that they were able to lock it up today, you know, but they're competitors. So we have a nice rivalry with South Florida. So they're going to still want to go out on top, even though they clinched it and we get a host. Like, they're gonna want to get after it next week. So they also know, the conference championship, anything can happen there. So we just want to take care of every game, just make sure our PI stays in a good place, and God forbid we have to look for an at-large. So they're gonna get after it. They're competitors, and I'm just glad that the pressure, there's a little bit of less pressure on them, and I think we play better that way.
Kristen, of course, has been I guess a lightning rod so far with the goals that she scored, Caroline Delisle. But who would you say, you talked about Dayana earlier, would you say that she's kind of the big unsung hero on this team, or who do you think has kind of gone under the radar, do you think has played a really key role in you getting the championship in this game and this season?
That's actually a really tough question to answer, because I don't think we just have like one unsung hero today or this year so far. Like we've always said Daria's been an unsung hero, but our defenders, don't get a ton of love. So, Carol gets a lot of love, which is, which she's earned. But just think about like Matu, Georgia, Ariel, Khalees, Liv, Olivia today had a great game. Like, just so many players that don't get all the credit. Of course, Day, but I think Day does get the credit. She gets a lot of assists. People know she's on people's radar, people's scouting reports. But it's really just a team effort. I think we're really balanced, and I don't know if it's just one unsung hero this year.
So it's not over yet, as you mentioned. What are some of the goals finishing this rest of the season?
Yeah, like I said, I think we need to close out the season strong, feeling good, continuing, momentum. So the South Florida game, even though we locked it up, like they're competitive and they're wanting to take care of that match. And I think, going out on top even against South Florida, I think that will help with the momentum going into the tournament.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.